I'd like to thank everybody for coming this morning. At 7:45 this morning, the Middle Township Police Department received a call from the Middle Township School District that there was a student at the Middle Township Middle School in possession of a handgun. A student had reported to the principal at the middle school that a bag left outside the library contained a handgun. The school principal contacted the security director, and they went to the library, and the bag was gone. At that particular time, the school was put in the lockdown. We followed our lockdown procedures, and Middle Township Police, in concert with other law enforcement personnel, including the state police, responded to the scene. We placed officers here periodically throughout the building. We secured the school. We had officers with the security director, Scott Webster, review security footage, and we were able to ascertain the identity of the student and that he was in classroom C10. Officers entered the classroom, secured the student without incident, and he was in possession of a black bag and a soft air pellet gun, which was not a handgun. At this point, the investigation is ongoing and charges are pending. I would like now to call forward Prosecutor Taylor.
Good morning. I responded to the scene after we got the call from my office. My county rapid response team responded along with the county chief of detectives. I can tell you this, I watched the response, the mutual aid call out, which was basically every municipal police department came to the scene. The New Jersey State Police came to the scene as well, and they were all staged in an area in case this incident revealed to be more serious than it turned out to be. I also met with the principal of the school, Dr. Kopakowski, the school superintendent. I was in the school building when a lot of this was going on. From everything I could see, everything was done very well by the school. They followed all the lockdown procedures, and I want to commend the police departments as well as the school for following those lockdown procedures. It's something that we train for all the time. At least once a month, I know they do the lockdown procedures, and we get together with them in the county level to do this training as well. So again, I want to commend the school. I want to commend Chief Lusner and his department for the way they handled the procedure. And I guess at this point, I'll turn it over to Dr. Kopakowski.
Thank you, Mr. Taylor. Again, I'd like to share my gratitude with our students, our school staff. We trained for these activities. They responded appropriately. From the time the initial call came in at 7:45, approximately at 8:30, 45 minutes later, an all clear was given. I really want to thank the prosecutor's office and especially the Middle Township Police Department for their outstanding response to the incident. And again, on behalf of the district and a message to our parents, we're going to continue to do everything we can to provide a safe educational environment for your students and your children. Thank you very much.
Mayor Donnie.
Mayor Tim Donahue. First, I'd like to just, to the people of Middle Township, reassure them that all our children are safe. In all our schools, they have gone back to their normal school day as much as they can on a day like this. I want to recognize all the employees of the Middle Township schools, especially the teachers and the folks in the schools. From what all the accounts that I have heard, were very calming and reassuring presence to our kids today, and that's important. On behalf of the Middle Township, I'd like to thank RPD and the school board and all the outside agencies that were on hand and ready to respond. Thankfully, we're not required to respond to a more dangerous situation. I think it's a case of always being prepared for the worst and hoping for the best. When we get that call, especially as a parent, there is no worse nightmare scenario you can picture. Thankfully, this seems to be a fairly benign situation, but it was a traumatic experience for our kids and something that we never want to see. So I just want to reiterate our thanks to the prosecutor's office, RPD. We've always had great cooperation with the school board, and I think it paid off today, and especially to our chief and all his men that were there this morning. Thank you.
Thank you. At this time, we'll take a couple questions. Yes, Rick.
Was this pellet gun loaded at the time?
I don't have that information at this time.
And what grade was the student?
8th grade.
8th grader. Could you explain lockdown, exactly what it involves?
Prosecutor?
Yeah, go ahead.
Lockdown is a protocol that we follow all the county schools. It's a county policy, the Kissimmee County Chiefs of Police Association, that in an active shooter situation or the potential threat of an active shooter situation, that all classrooms are locked. There are protocols that teachers must follow. There are drills that are done once a month with the school district in concert with the police department so that we understand what's occurring. We know in these active shooter situations that unfortunately there's been a number of them in our country that they're over relatively quickly. And the whole design of the procedure is to get as many law enforcement officers into that building as quickly as possible and to prioritize their response. And their lockdown procedures coordinate and help us get to the area of the school where the threat is as quickly as possible.
Can I ask another? I don't want to hog that.
Sure.
I'm curious what measures the school has. Are there metal detectors at the school? Are there armed officers at the school? I know Lower Township has armed police officers in the school. I'm not sure about metal.
We have a juvenile detective, Detective Al McClure, who is assigned to the Middle Township School District. That is one of his responsibilities. Scott Webster is a retired captain from the Middle Township Police Department that is the school security director, so we have very good communication with him and understanding what's going on in each side. In terms of having armed guards, there are no armed off-duty or retired security guards on the grounds of Middle Township schools.
Is there a metal detector at the school?
No, I don't think so.
Was the airsoft pellet gun, was it actually metal?
I didn't handle the weapon. I will tell you, I did see it briefly as the bag came through, and it is very lifelike. Certainly a student that looked at it would think this is a gun.
Does the gun itself present any danger? Is it harmful?
It could be, yeah. Certainly if it, wasn't handled rightly or used against someone, especially, if shot in the face, it could certainly cause some damage. It's certainly not a deadly weapon like a regular firearm.
Handgun style?
Yes.
What sort of charges does the student face? It's all in the juvenile. So
It's still very early, so we currently have the juvenile in custody. There is an assistant prosecutor from Prosecutor Taylor's office, and we are currently gathering all the facts, and we'll let you know when there are charges.
You said 8th grade. How old?
12 years old.
Thank you.
it is a boy?
Yes. Okay. Thank you for coming, folks.